Two talented teams sending a combined 18 players to the Pro Bowl. But nothing could have tipped us off to the great game they were to play.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's playoff time. The Bills and the Oilers ready to get it on in an AFC wildcard game. And the road to the Super Bowl, Project Pasadena, starts here at Orchard Park, New York this afternoon. The Bills will have to travel the long way to get back to the Super Bowl this year. They will have to go on the road if they beat the Oilers this afternoon, and they will have to beat them without their #1 man, Jim Kelly. Frank Wright will start at quarterback. For the Houston Oilers, it will be their top gun in the run and shoot, Warren Moon. So, as I said, fasten your seatbelts. It's time to play football in Orchard Park.
Going all the way, but the games are won and lost right here. Right here in this group. Right here, just like last week. Don't go in there fooling yourself, thinking you're ready. Okay. You got to be ready. You got to know you're ready. Right. Play with confidence and poise, and no matter what else you do, you hit.
Big hit on 3, 2 on, 2 EGs. 1 in, 1 out, 1 in. All right, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Big hit.
Even more impressive than the Oilers' pre-game moves was the flawless choreography of the Houston offense in the first half.
Moon looking to throw. Pump fakes, forced out to his left. Now throws. Touchdown! Yeah! Touchdown! Haywood Jeffries on the catch. Moon with a long count. Fake it to White. Looking into the end zone. Got a touchdown. Webster Slaughter.
They can't stop you. You know that. You know that.
The run and shoot never fired with more precision as Warren Moon completed 19 of 22 passes and leading the Oilers to touchdowns on all 4 of their first half possessions.
Looking, lofting it down near sideline. Jeffries at the 5. He's in. Touchdown. Haywood Jeffries, his second touchdown of the game. The 4th touchdown pass for Warren Moon, and it's a 27-3 ball game.
You don't play a better first half of offensive football than the Oilers have just played. Tom, it just doesn't get any better.
At the start of the second half, it appeared things could get no worse for Frank Reich and the Bills.
Reich from the shotgun. 4-man rush for the Oilers. Reich throwing it to the right through the hands of McKellar. Picked off McDowell. Down the far sideline. 40, 30. Chased out of bounds. He misses the man there, and he'll score for a touchdown. Bubba McDowell.
Boy, when it rains, it pours, don't it?
Well, you know, the lights are on here at Rich Stadium. They've been on since this morning. You could pretty much turn them out on the Bills right now.
In their darkest hour, the Bills looked for any kind of spark from Frank Reich, who had a history of dramatic comebacks.
Hey, remember Frank Reich is a senior in Maryland, engineered one of the greatest comebacks in the history of college football. Maryland was trailing by 31-0 to Miami. He and the Terps ended up beating the Hurricanes 42-40. Maybe he can do a 32-point comeback, huh?
Well,
you never know.
Nothing is impossible.
Many people hadn't remembered Reich's college heroics, but what he did last Sunday after his team trailed 35-3 will never be forgotten.
Now they overshift. They give it to Carwell here. No, it's Davis running left, trying to get to the corner flag, and he is in for the touchdown. So the Bills have finally scored. With 8:52 left in the third quarter, they go 50 yards.
To get back in the game, the Bills needed every bounce of the ball to go their way.
And a little onside kickoff, and it didn't go far enough. Wait a minute, yes it did. Let's see who got the ball.
Yes, sir.
Bills may have the ball.
You better believe they do. And guess who does it? Christie.
Christie got his own onside kickoff out at the 48-yard line. So maybe the Bills can turn it here.
The ball was back in Reich's hands, and 4 plays later, it was back in the end zone.
4-man rush, drops back in the pocket, sails it long, all Beebe at the 10, at the 5, in for the touchdown. John Beebe was wide open, a blown assignment there.
A blown assignment indeed. He put a move on the corner, Jerry Gray, and was wide open down the near sideline, and suddenly Rich Stadium has awakened.
2 quick strikes pulled the Bills to within 18, and memories of previous playoff collapses began to haunt the Oilers.
4:29 left in the third. Here is Reich looking to throw, rolls out, throws down. There is Reed at the 5, in for the touchdown. Andre Reed has scored, and now the Bills are back in this game.
As this game swung like a tidal wave here at Rich Stadium.
And now the Bills trail by 11 points, 35-24. You gotta believe if you're a Bills fan. 4:21 left in the third quarter. Don't go away and fasten your seatbelt.
Listen, we can overcome, baby. We can overcome this.
4:07 to play in the third quarter. The clock running. Here's Moon to throw. Looking around, throws, and it's deflected and intercepted by Henry Jones at the 40, at the 30, the 25, and down he goes to the 23-yard line. The crowd in a frenzy.
Henry Jones set the Bills up again in Oiler territory, but it was a critical 4th down gamble that helped Buffalo maintain momentum.
Watch the blitz.
Reich is going to the shotgun. 4th and 5 at the 18. There's the snap. He backs up. He looks. He throws. Reed, touchdown! Reed for the touchdown. Unbelievable. The Bills are back in it now. Big time. It is pandemonium here at Rich Stadium.
Pandemonium all over. Good job. Hey, we still got one more. Still got to get one more.
Houston's flawless first-half execution transgressed into second-half disintegration. The Bills, meanwhile, could do no wrong with stars like Cornelius Bennett, Jim Kelly, and Thurman Thomas on the sidelines. Gutty backups like number 23, Kenneth Davis, continued to pave the comeback trail. And with just over 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, Warren Moon watched his 32-point lead officially disappear.
3 wide receivers, 2 to the right. Back to throw. He looks. He throws. Touchdown! Andre Reed for the touchdown. The Bills have scored. They have scored to take the lead with 3:08 to play in the game. Andre Reed, 3 straight touchdowns. And the Bills are in the lead with 3:08 to play.
I ain't got the big one yet. You got to have it.
It is bedlam. It is pandemonium. It is fandemonium. It is fantastic.
Listen to this crowd.
Can we get a do you believe it, Van?
Do you believe it?
They don't want it, baby. They don't want it. They don't want it, baby. They don't want it.
If the Oilers wanted it now, they'd have to come back themselves and fight for it. And Moon's 4th down conversion to Webster Slaughter put Houston in position to salvage overtime.
Montgomery says they're ready. He's got it backing down. He's got it up. And the kick is good. It's good with 12 seconds to play. And this one seems to be destined for overtime.
All right.
But sudden death simply delayed the inevitable for the shell-shocked Oilers.
Takes the snap, drops back, has time, looking around, throws, intercepted by the Bills. It is picked off by Odoms.
Nate Odom's interception had the Bills poised for victory and realizing what they were about to accomplish.
Greatest comeback in playoff history. It's ours! It's ours! Below! Now you talk about character. This is one. How you doing, baby? This is a team, damn it. One yet. Team, baby. This is how you doing. Come on, baby. We can't stop here. We can't stop here.
One formality remained before the Bills could make history.
Bills can win it here. Wright puts it down. The kick is on the way, and it is good. And the Bills have won it. The Bills have won it. The Bills have won it. They win it 41-38. Incredible. What a comeback by the Bills.
Look at the fans pouring onto the field and the mob scene of Steve Christie.
It's on to Pittsburgh for the Miracle Bills, who will have a hard time topping last Sunday's incredible finish. In overcoming a 32-point deficit, Frank Reich and the Bills took their place in football lore as part of the greatest comeback in NFL history.
You just saw Frank Reich running off the field, and what a great story he is. In 7 career starts now, Frank Reich has lost only 2 meaningless season finales after the Bills had already clinched home field advantage. As you can see, Reich has performed brilliantly when called upon as a starter, throwing 14 touchdowns and only 3 interceptions, including the 4 second-half touchdowns against the Oilers. Reich gets another start Saturday against the Steelers. The big question is, can he do it again? Let's find out. Let's go to Chris, who's with Frank now.
Now, come on, Frank. I've known you for a long time. When you guys were down 35-3, did you really think you could still win that game?
Sure, I did.
You liar.
No, I'll tell you, we were, on Monday after the game, we kind of joked about it a little bit, and everybody was kind of talking to each other about what their feelings were at that point, and a couple of us joked around like we knew at that point that we could come back, but actually, to tell you the truth, we were just trying to make it respectable, going up against a great Houston team, and they were playing extremely well. And our thoughts offensively were, let's just try to make it respectable and go out and get some points on the board.
Well, the big question this week is, can the Bills refocus their attention on the Steelers after that miracle win? How difficult has it been for you to refocus on this week's game?
Well, I think everybody handles a little bit differently, but my hope is that we have a pretty experienced team, and we've been in a number of playoff games, so I hope that we can draw on the experience of what it takes to win a playoff game and use that game as a momentum builder. Certainly there's the opportunity for a lot of distractions, but the coaches have done a good job of getting us focused, and I know personally my wife has done a good job of keeping me focused, and she's running everything at home, so I don't have to deal with all of it just yet.
Yeah, Linda can be tough on you, I know that. The Steelers defense, though, is built on speed guys like Gerald Williams and Greg Lloyd and Hardy Nickerson up front. What kind of problems will their speed present?
Well, I think, they're just so aggressive, and the thing that you concern yourself when you play the Pittsburgh Steelers defense is that they can create a lot of turnovers. I know they've caused more fumbles than any other team in the league, and because of their speed, they can have all kinds of guys getting in the road, tipping up balls and interceptions and so on and so forth. So I think offensively, we don't want to be conservative, but we have to be careful with the football, and we have to try to neutralize their speed. And I think that the way that you do that is by mixing it up, run and pass, and you run the draws and the counters, and the passing game. You have some short, controlled passes to somewhat neutralize their speed. Although we certainly know we can't do that altogether.
Give us an update. Is Thurman Thomas going to be able to play this week?
I'm not sure. It looks like Thurman should be ready. He hasn't really practiced all week, and I think we're going to go right up to game time to see. But I think knowing Thurman and knowing the type of competitor he is, if there's any chance that he can play, he will. I know his hip pointer is bothering him quite a bit, but again, it's playoff time, and there's no going back now. So if there's any chance, I'm sure he'll be in there.
Well, if the Bills win this week and Jim Kelly is given the starting job for the AFC Championship game, are you going to quit?
No, I'll tell you what. It's just been exciting for me, and my thoughts obviously are just about this game and not what would happen after that. It's been exciting for me, not only for me and my family, but it's exciting for me to see when we're out there this past week and I look over and Jim's on bad knee and all is jumping up and down and screaming and yelling and hollering for me, and that makes me feel great. And we've had a great relationship now. We've been together for 7 years, and it's been fun working together. And certainly our thoughts are, let's just get this team to the Super Bowl, and that all starts obviously with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Frank, thanks for being with us, and good luck.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Lenny?
Chris, thank you very much. Nick, I'm a little surprised. Here's Frank Reich. Last week had the game of his life. They expect him to do it again this week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought he'd be a little nervous, but he doesn't appear to be.
Well, one thing I admire about Frank Reich is that he knows what his role is on that football team. He is a backup quarterback. He knows that when Jim Kelly comes back from his injury, this is Jim Kelly's team. He's just going to go out there and do the best he can. He is absolutely under no pressure at all.
Well, I don't know about that, because he's going to find that Steelers secondary is going to be a lot tougher than the Oilers.